welcome to the Breakroom Arcade's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate August 8th, 2018 Direct Prediction Show. My name is Brandon Miracle. If you look south of me in the video version, actually there's only, well, I guess we might put this on podcast sources. That's Paul Anderson down there. And if you look to the right of me in the video version, you'll see the wonderful face of Logan Welliver not paying attention.
I am totally paying attention. I just have paying attention to certain irrelevant things that are not just you, Brandon.
I am the most relevant thing in the room, obviously. I'm the only one here. So if you were watching EVO 2018 Melee Top 8, right before Grand Finals started, Toph and Bobby Scar said that Nintendo had a thank you video for us, and then it cut away to a video that said Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Direct August 8th, 2018 with no other words, and then it went back to Bobby and Scar.
That is a thank you.
They said Nintendo had a video, and my eyes perked up, and I was like, excuse me, hello? And I just expected it to be like Reggie or something, you know, cheering on everybody out there, but no, it was a very quaint, very hype-inducing announcement that there's going to be a Smash Direct on August 8th. So I am pretty excited. Video in the chat says, when Octo Expansion was revealed, they called 2018 the year of the Octoling because of the 8. The Smash Direct is on the 8th day of the 8th month. The Smash Direct is literally on Octo Day.
New Octo mode in Smash Brothers, which I guess is just 8-player Smash, so it's not. Yeah, never mind.
Well, that
8-player Smash confirmed to return.
That brings up an interesting point too, because you know, Smash Ultimate now has Echo Fighters, or they've given the clones the name of Echo Fighter, and one of the Echo Fighters we've been wondering about would be an Octoling over Inkling. So that would be a pretty good tie-in for that, especially a month after the Inkling versus Octoling Splatfest, where Octolings sadly were defeated by the Inkling team.
I could see that. That makes so much sense.
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of on my list of predictions here. So.
Oh, I'm sorry to tack one off your list there, Paul, but that means we're on the same page.
We're gonna get into it eventually.
Right. So I guess we'll start things out with that. Do you guys anticipate any character announcements during the Direct at all?
Yes.
Yeah, given the time frame leading into Smash, if we're going to get any more character announcements, now's the time. Don't waste the opportunity.
Yeah, I feel like this will be the last dump we get.
All the way through December?
Yeah, I kind of think so. I think that, well, I don't think we'll have a dump, right? I think we'll have some sort of reminder that it's coming out, but it won't really reveal like a ton. Maybe it'll reveal like one final thing that they've kept for so long, but the way it seems to be going, and the way obviously that Sakurai feels about unlocking things and doing all that kind of stuff, keeping more of it secret would probably be preferable. But that being said, like, we're gonna know all the characters, right? And we're gonna be unlocking all these characters, which is super fun. I don't know. I don't know why they would hold back unless they were really not ready to announce something, maybe a feature that they're not sure is going to be in the game at launch or something like that, and that they're going to give with a free update later on. But I feel like most of what we're going to get from launch is what we're going to hear in this Direct. That's my first prediction right there.
I still feel like we have one more info dump leading into it, just to like spread out the hype. One more reminder, like in that maybe October range,
right?
Just that one last final, like, hey, you guys need to remember this is a thing and be excited for it.
Yeah, like maybe one of those things is like, okay, we're going to talk more about the online infrastructure of Smash, right? Because we don't have online. Well, we have online, but they're going to
after September,
pull something out, right? There's going to be something exclusive to the service, and Super Smash Bros. Is going to utilize it. I don't know what it's going to be or how it's going to be, but that's what's going to happen. Because they want to sell the game and they want to sell the service, rightly so. And so maybe down the line, that's what we'll hear about. But I think we'll figure out any more characters that we have. Maybe they keep some minor stuff like Echo Fighters for the tail end. But I think like if we get any new characters, we're gonna hear it here. And I don't anticipate many new characters, maybe one or two. At most. I'm kind of
I still think there's a couple of characters and then a handful of maybe like Echo Fighters. I wouldn't anticipate more than that.
Right, and so I think the idea here is that the Echo Fighters are gonna give a little bit more life and a little bit more fluff to the roster, but then rightly so, because these are definitely things that we want. Like, we want more Echo Fighters because we just want to play as more characters, even if they are
Echo Fighter.
Yeah, they are essentially the same as these other characters.
To kind of give a more strict prediction, kind of bouncing off of the whole character thing, I think we will get one newcomer announcement plus one Echo Fighter announcement, kind of mimicking what they did with E3. Because if you look back at Smash 4 and the way that they handled the character reveals for that, there was one character reveal. So they had 3 characters revealed at the initial E3 where the game was first shown off for the first time. 6 months later, we had a January Direct that revealed Rosalina and Luma out of nowhere. From that point all the way to the launch of the game, we got at least one character announcement every 2 months, almost to the day.
Right.
Maybe like in a week. And if you look at it right now, August 8th is just around 2 months after E3. And at E3, they gave us Ridley and they gave us Daisy. So if we're gonna kind of follow that track, I think at most we see one newcomer plus one Echo Fighter.
I'm hoping 2 Echo Fighters. I want to see a few more of those announced than there are just newcomers in general, just to kind of balance out that character set. If we only have like 3 Echo Fighters, what's the point in having Echo Fighters? Why even give them a name if you're not going to have 5 to maybe 7?
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna see a lot of Echo Fighters.
I'm strangely okay with that.
Well,
okay
if
with
you
too.
time it out, 2 months from now would be an October Direct, and then 2 months from then would be launch.
So you're suggesting that we get a character reveal now, and then 2 months down the line we get another character reveal, whether that be in another Direct or some other type. Maybe they don't do like a Smash Direct per se. Maybe they have a regular Direct where they're gonna like, okay, we're gonna outline stuff for 2019. Also, Super Smash Bros. Update. Here's one of the final new characters.
And that's if they follow tradition, like with the Smash 4 reveal. We don't even know.
I really want a 75 fact extravaganza that has like 150 facts.
I feel like it's different this time around. Like, obviously we get the almost daily, the weekly updates, right? But it's weekdays, right? Every weekday. And I think that's pretty good. They haven't revealed like a ton of new stuff yet because they're still getting and highlighting some changes to old stuff. And so I think that's going to ramp up a little bit, and they're going to show a lot of the new stuff through there. But I think, I don't know.
And that's not even to say that they're going to reveal everything before launch, because when Smash 3DS launched, there was a ton of characters we didn't even know about yet. And we found out because people were streaming the game and trying to unlock things as fast as they could in Japan.
Right.
So I think we'll hit launch with a few characters left unsaid.
See, I think that would be so cool. Like new characters that we'd never heard about that were not announced, and they were discovered because you did 100 matches, and all of a sudden this character pops up and you have to fight them, and you're like, what the heck? Because like that's part of the charm, right? And obviously there's always going to be people who are going to be data mining, and they're like, okay, here's the roster, and then also here's all the planned DLC characters, and we're going to end up seeing it sooner or later. But I still like the idea of like, okay, I'm going to get this game and I'm going to stay off the internet for a week, and just unlock everything I can. Maybe there's some indicator of how many characters there are to unlock. Maybe there's not. I know it seems like they're doing the unlocks a little bit differently with this game.
I'm hoping so.
Or is that literally just them saying that from the start, you only have these characters and then you have to unlock
You're going
the
to
rest?
start with 8 to 12 characters, and there's going to be, sounds like a bevy of unlock methods that will constantly introduce new characters into the fray.
I'm hoping he kind of goes into detail with this Direct on how you will be unlocking characters. If it's going to be...
I just wrote that down.
a shop like he talked about with, I think it was racing games when he was talking about that. if it's going to be just through like playing through a single player, adventure, classic, whatever mode. If it's going to be play 10 billion versus matches with Toon Link alone.
Oh, and quickly, I want to bring up some of what the comments are saying. I think, is that Danielle? I believe that's Danielle. Correct me if I'm wrong. Danielle says, because we still need a direct to show what their fall lineup will be for this year. Because I was only talking about Smash information, but there's always the possibility that there's just going to be a regular old direct thrown in there somewhere.
I still anticipate a full direct at some point this fall.
Yeah, so do I.
If we go without it, it'll be great. Like, especially, I'm surprised this isn't just a regular direct with like Switch Online just around the corner.
I guess that just depends on how much Sakurai has to tell us.
Yeah, well, I mean, seems like enough, right?
It's kind of hard to have a direct where you talk about Smash Brothers and then you follow it up by talking about anything else. Like, that does not equate.
Yeah, and I think the way they tied this all together was really nice. We talked about plenty before how they're kind of doing a lot of things that are making this game more appealing to the competitive scene. And where did they announce this direct? Right before Melee's Grand Finals, not Smash 4, Melee Grand Finals. I think that says a lot, personally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this game definitely feels in a lot of ways like it's catering to the Melee crowd. Obviously, they brought back air dodges. They're balanced better. This game is fast. Sometimes I've watched enough of it where sometimes it feels faster than Melee. You take the
ways.
fast. Yeah, and so I think maybe some characters might be slower than their Melee counterparts, but some feel faster than their Melee counterparts.
Ganondorf looks faster.
Yeah, so I mean, this game is definitely, if not faster than Melee, it's the fastest that isn't Melee, right? So this is definitely going to appeal to that crowd.
So before we move on into anything outside of characters, because characters obviously always take up a nice chunk of discussion, we all agree that we expect there to be a character announcement of some kind. So Logan, I'm going to throw it to you first. Who do you think will get announced at this direct?
That's a really good question because there's a lot of choices and I feel like most of them are already taken, right? Like when I was thinking about characters and what characters everybody wanted before the game was even announced, like we kind of got them, right? We got Ridley and we got Inkling Kid, right?
Yeah, probably the two biggest choices.
Yeah. So it's just okay, so I guess this should be divided into, okay, do we think there are any more third-party characters coming?
I guess I'll interject with my prediction then, which is that the announcement will be a third-party character.
Okay. I don't think we'll hear a third-party character. If we hear about a third-party character, then we will be hearing about two characters. We'll hear a first party and a third party. That's my prediction. If there is a third party,
you don't think they can't be separate? You have to have a first party there.
Yeah, I think they'll accompany it with, or at least like an Echo Fighter. So maybe not a brand new character, but maybe an Echo Fighter. So they'll really kind of keep it under wraps, and all of a sudden the third party character will be introduced in some interesting way. How many third party characters are we up to now? We got Mega Man, we got Pac-Man, we got Snake, we got Sonic, we got Ryu, we got Cloud, we got Bayonetta.
7.
Ooh. Unless I'm missing one. I might be missing one, but it looked like
Monolith is considered first party, right?
Monolith is first party, yes.
Okay.
So Shulka's first party.
I would even argue that we're getting to a point where Bayonetta might not even be considered third party anymore.
Yeah, but at the same time, kind of still party.
She's still in that space, yeah.
There's still like only one character I could think about that it's not necessarily a prediction as much as I still just really want it, and I will always want Springman for Smash.
Yeah.
Because that's still like, I don't know if Ribbon Girl would be a good Echo Fighter or if just that'd be an alternate costume, but I definitely think we still need that armed representation in the Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
I think an Echo Fighter would be kind of nice.
Yeah, it's hard to say, right? Because ARMS has done really well. I mean, it just passed 2 million copies sold on Switch. Congratulations to the ARMS team. And it's a solid title. It's very colorful, and obviously it's a fighting game, so it kind of makes for perfect sense.
Well, I mean, we were just talking about Friday about how new people are still buying Switches. So bringing this into their attention well after it's come out, this is a good way to do that.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't feel like Springman would be announced. I feel like Springman will be in Smash, but
I agree.
I don't think he'll be there at launch.
Mm-hmm.
So you think he'll be DLC?
I think they'll definitely be doing DLC. Because there's no way, like, if this is Sakurai's truly last game, he's gonna make it go on for as long as he can, right? And then once the main development is over, then he can just kind of focus on all this extra stuff. And I imagine it's obviously less urgent, right? Because the main attraction is already there. So I think if Springman comes to Smash, he will come as DLC later down the line, because again, he's a really new character. And when they started maybe considering it, they were like, well, we don't necessarily want to start work on this character from this franchise quite yet. We're not sure how that's going to pan out.
Yeah,
so
they didn't really have a gauge on reception yet. It was
gauge
different.
on reception or what the game was going to be. You know?
It was a lot different for Inkling because Splatoon 1 had been around for a while at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And, that's what we got. We got the Splatoon 1 models, of the Inklings. So I think he'll come. And but I don't think he'll come lately. As for right now, I don't have a clue. I'm trying to rummage through my brain for some semblance of an idea of who they can reveal. So I'm just gonna pass it off to you guys.
I'm actually gonna pass it off to the chat. We've actually had several people say who they want to be the newcomers. Starting with let's see, Mr. Galliminas. He says if K. Rool is going to happen, I think it's going to happen later because he's always in the top 10 on Smash polls. Looks like Danielle Crowder wants Sora. Dream Drop says, honestly, I'm really hoping they didn't cave in and drop in Waluigi. He's also hoping for Sora really badly.
I think Sora would be a good choice. Nintendo's close enough with Square.
There's also Disney on top of that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, they would have to go through Disney as well, and therein lies the big issue. So maybe not. We got some Rex and Pyra, and we all know that Brandon's a huge advocate for that.
Please. Golden Mustard, or quickly, Dream Drop says he wants Yamcha just despite the Goku requests.
That would kind of be amazing.
We got Golden Mustard saying Ninten as an Echo Fighter or a Unique Fighter. Team Splatoon says Captain Toad. Ginger Stick with Crash Bandicoot. John with Geno. Shadow with, obviously, Shadow the Hedgehog. Dallas with Ashley. I'm assuming that's Ashley from WarioWare. Sandman says Skull Kid is never going to happen, but please, Skull Kid. Looks like Sanan also agrees with that. And another from Ace Plays, Geno. So lots of variety.
I mean, these are good suggestions. I can say that, like, obviously Rex and Pyra, I'm definitely down for them, especially them being first party characters. Captain Toad, I think, could make a very interesting character, and that sounds really appealing. As far as third party characters
at the very least, like, Captain Toad is an assist trophy. Like, come on.
For sure.
Right. In terms of third-party candidates, I love the idea. Ginger Stick mentions here Crash Bandicoot. I love the idea of Crash Bandicoot being in Smash because, like, obviously, Crash was the mascot of PlayStation in that first PlayStation generation. And so, like, obviously, we already have Pac-Man, we have Mega Man, we have Sonic, we have Mario. Just add Crash in there. I love the
another
Crash
gaming
games.
icon.
They're so good. Yeah. So, and I think the games hold up well enough. The first one's a little rough, so I've heard, but it seems like the other games hold up pretty well. Spyro would be a really good addition.
Alfonso.
If they do a if Crash Bandicoot does end up in the game, for his reveal trailer, you need to shoot it. It needs to be the outside of Nintendo HQ in Kyoto, and you need to hear someone's, like, booing Nintendo from the distance to zoom out the camera to then see Crash Bandicoot yelling at Nintendo, just like the old commercial.
Yeah, they just got. Yes. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
That would be so good.
Someone still has to have one of those suits.
Yeah, it's got to exist somewhere. We got Team Splatoon saying Rayman or the Rabbids. We were actually pulling for a Rabbid quite a while ago, back I think in our first discussion for this game.
You guys might have been pulling for a Rabbid.
I would be okay with a Rabbid. I would take a Rabbid over Rayman.
Yeah, I think that's what comes down to it. Like, I'd be okay with it, but it's like, of all the choices for like third-party characters, I would rather have Rayman than the Rabbids, right? So if the Rabbids came and Rayman didn't, right? Especially because Rabbids are derivative of Rayman, I'd be upset.
Okay. I'd want like one of the Nintendo themed Rabbids. So like Donkey Kong Rabbid, Rabbid Peach, Rabbid Mario, one of them.
If it's going to be any of those, it will be Rabbid Peach. I would be shocked if it wasn't. She's by far the most popular.
Right.
Dream Drop says, select Alfonso when you're losing an attorney because then he takes your place in embarrassment. Ginger is reminding us that the Crash commercial line is, hey, mustache man, plumber boy, your worst nightmare is here.
If that's not his tag,
yes.
At the very, like, in its freeze frame, then they failed.
Crash Bandicoot is your worst nightmare. To give my so like I said, I'm thinking it will be a third-party character. I think it's going to be a third-party rep from Konami, because we just got the confirmation, back at E3 that Bomberman will be an assist trophy. Snake is coming back, and it's not unheard of to have doubled up characters from companies because we have 2 reps from Capcom. I think it will be Simon Belmont, which is what I've heard a lot of people saying. I feel like as far as Konami representatives go, if you're not going with Bomberman, we already have Snake. Like, he's the biggest choice in my mind.
Also, I feel like adding characters is when adding characters, it's important to feel like the character is adding something, whether that be an aesthetic, and so
or representing
or
some
else,
space in gaming.
Right. So I feel like adding Simon Belmont, there's something there that a lot of the other games don't touch on, specifically like the vampire aesthetic.
The dark
and
fantasy.
Obviously, he's a well-known character. He's a classic character. And so I feel like he fits because he's very unique compared to all these other characters. You get his whip and all this other stuff. Like, that could be so much fun. So I'm down with Simon Belmont. So
to give you my Echo Fighter, because I also believe there'll be an Echo Fighter, we haven't received Ridley's Super Smash Bros. Poster art, which every character from Smash 4 got. In the case of Palutena's, hers also featured Dark Pit, which we didn't even have confirmed as a playable character until post-launch.
Okay.
So where I'm going with this is the fact that we don't have Ridley's poster art yet is because they've yet to reveal...
It's revealing something.
They haven't revealed Dark Samus as a playable Echo Fighter yet.
Ah, yeah, Dark Samus. Oh, yep.
That is
really fill out the Metroid. I mean, there's not much you can do with the Metroid universe because it's a very solitary experience. But Dark Samus would make sense. Obviously, we got Ridley, we got Zero Suit Samus. I wonder if there's any other ways. Just throw in Metroid Prime, like.
Well, spoiler alert for those who don't know Dark Samus's true identity. She's Metroid Prime.
Wow.
I would like Dark Samus as an Echo Fighter, though personally I would like them to go the next step and make Dark Samus her own playable character because her moveset is vastly different than that of Samus. So there'd be missed potential. But if she gets in at all as an Echo Fighter, I'd be fine with that.
Real quickly in the chat, though, to be real, we don't want Labo Man. We need him. And if the Labo robot kit isn't a playable character, I'm going to be upset.
Or that Labo Man gif that artist made that was super cool looking.
We'll get an assist trophy. We'll get a Labo Man assist trophy.
I'd be into that.
Yeah. That's it.
Mr. Gallimimus says, from a poll conducted by Source Gaming, Bandana D is in the top 10 of requested newcomers. There's also physical evidence that is supporting Bandana D being in Smash Brothers. Daisy's amiibo for, I think, the Mario series amiibo had evidence of, I think even on the box, it just said that it would be used in other games, or they found data on the NFC chip that it would be used in other games outside of the intended games at that point. Bandana D had the exact same signature, the exact same mark and data found on his NFC chip. So that tells me that I think Bandana D, or even just Waddle D, I don't know, might be a Smash fighter. Not something I expected.
Choice.
He's in the top 10 on Source Gaming, and I see people pulling for him all the time.
Okay.
And
okay. I mean,
that's Sakurai's series too.
I'm not gonna get all up in arms about a character that I'm like, I never thought of them. I wouldn't want to play with them and get angry about it. But I do think it's interesting because I don't know. Waddle Dee doesn't seem like he'd be all that interesting of a character, but Sakurai could definitely prove me wrong, because obviously if he's making a decision to put the character into the game, he's probably got a good reason.
Well, his moveset I know would revolve around using a spear, because a spear is his weapon.
Right.
And I think that could introduce some interesting moveset opportunities, because I don't think we have any spear-wielding characters in Smash.
Yeah.
The Exalted N is saying Isabelle. If we get Isabelle, I'd see Isabelle more as an Echo fighter. Her assist trophy hasn't cropped up yet in Smash Ultimate, so that's a possibility. Who knows? Any other character predictions from you guys before we move on?
No, because here's what I'll say. This will be my last words about the characters. A lot of the times it just feels like speculation, and
well, it's exactly what it is.
Right. And the only true evidence we ever have are either accurate leaks, or just based off of we go back to Nintendo taking polls on what characters they want. So you can kind of extrapolate from that. It's like, okay, well, there's a high likelihood that some of these characters could come, and they have a higher likelihood than all these characters that just aren't very high up on that list. It's always exciting, and I love speculating, and I can't wait to learn what they actually
know if we were right with our speculation in 4 months.
Oh, we're not going to be right. That never happens. Everybody just, talks and talks and talks.
Well, everybody says everything, so someone out there is right. It's probably not us, but someone out there is right. The only other thing that I can say is I doubt it's going to happen tomorrow specifically, but I do still really want a Nindy rep. Some indie fighter to be introduced.
Who would be the premier indie character to throw into Smash?
That would probably still be Shovel Knight.
I would, yeah. I don't think anyone has anything on Shovel Knight at this point.
I
maybe not my personal first choice, but
so I could disagree with you and we could have an interesting conversation.
Well, there's a lot of people saying
obviously
Shantae.
the Knight from Hollow Knight.
Well, yeah. So
the boy from Inside.
He has variety.
Isaac. Disagree with that, Logan.
What? Yeah. So anyway,
there's a couple more in the chat. People saying Gino, the newfound relationship with Square Enix, I think supports that. People are saying Crom, maybe as an echo of Ike.
I could see that.
Yeah, and let's see. Coolio saying Rayman, and another from Yomo Masks, Shadow the Hedgehog.
I wrote down Shadow as an echo.
Okay.
So did I.
The one thing, if I could see any first-party character, it would be another Fire Emblem character. So hear me out. It would be a mage, right? Because we don't have a dedicated mage character from Fire Emblem.
But what if we got the Black Mage from Final Fantasy?
Yeah, but that's not. It's different. It's different.
So we've got Robin, who's only
They don't have to go through all the other stuff.
You're right, Logan. We definitely needed a 10th Fire Emblem character.
Yes. We could always use more Fire Emblem characters.
So with that, we'll move on from characters. I know character discussion is certainly the most fun part of Super Smash Brothers. But there are some other things.
If you want to discuss more characters, discuss it in our Discord. You can find the link in the description below.
There's that as well. Make sure to subscribe to find out what we think about all the things that are announced on Wednesday after the Direct happens. But to move things forward, obviously there's more to Smash than the characters. There's also the modes, something that Sakurai has not said anything about at all.
That's actually like top of my list is focus on modes.
Yeah. The only mode he's even mentioned is 8-player Smash, just outside of the basic Smash.
There's no 4-player Smash. Just 8 players.
This is pretty straightforward. Okay, so let's talk about what we know is going to be there. So we're gonna get Smash. We're gonna get Special Smash. We're gonna get 8-player Smash. We're gonna get some sort of classic adventure mode. Definitely a classic mode.
All-star mode.
Maybe not. Yeah, an all-star mode. What did we have in Smash 4? I played so little of Smash 4.
Master and Crazy Orders, I think, will come back.
Okay.
Because there's still Mii's in the game, and you got a lot of Mii equipment and trophies and music and stuff. So
yeah, there's the Mii fighters.
A lot of good reward potential for that. So I don't think those are going anywhere. Event match. I hope he talks about event match. Event match is one of my favorite modes, one of my favorite single player modes.
How do you think it'll be structured this time? Because it's always structured a little bit differently from game to game.
Brawl and Smash 4 are pretty much the same. I think it's probably just going to keep following that lead. Maybe there'll be like some kind of branching path system where you get the choice between multiple event matches. You pick one and then go down that line.
I mean, that's kind of how it worked in Brawl. No, not Brawl. It was in Smash 4, wasn't it? That they kind of had you completed one and then you could go different ways to finish up the event.
You know what? I can't remember. It's been so long.
Okay, then it is. It totally. If you don't know, that's what it is. So you do that. I think it would be cool, even if it was as simple as give it some extra visual flair, where you have a Mii or your characters and they're walking around a board or a world. You know, make it a little bit more interactive, and I think that would be cool. Kind of like a Smash Tour, except in.
To clarify what I said about Mii's and equipment, I specifically meant the costumes, because Mii's are probably still going to have costumes. I don't anticipate equipment coming back or custom moves, but costumes will be there. A lot of people, we have a lot of recommendations and a lot of things people want to see. Quickly, Extra 2018 has been pinging us, says Nintendo will hold a poll for new assist trophies. Is that a confirmed thing or just speculation? Jose Martinez wants Smash Run to come back, but in improved state. That's actually something I'd like to see myself. For those of us who've played Smash Run on 3DS, you'd know that when you're playing, you're not all in the same instance on the map like you are in, say, City Trial Mode in Kirby Air Ride. That's the one change I want them to make to Smash Run. If they can just give us all the same instance, then I'm in. I'll play that.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I want to see... We didn't... Was Target Smash in Smash 4?
No.
Yeah, bring that back.
It was replaced with that Angry Birds-like one, which I can't remember the name of now.
Bomb?
Yeah, no.
Target?
No.
I want to go back to the days of like
Smash.
every character having a unique one.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool, Paul. They stopped doing that back with Brawl. It's just the character roster is going to be so huge. I just wonder how much development time it would take to give each of the at least 65 characters one of their own unique target test stages.
Yeah, I would be okay with them doing something like they did in Brawl, where they kind of had just different difficulties that you could do with different characters. Though, I mean, with the amount of procedural generation, I mean, they could just kind of craft a procedural algorithm and make it a little bit different for every character, right?
That'd be interesting, rather than just having
like,
the 5
if your character
that they
can
had,
jump a little bit higher or is a
3.
little bit faster, you're going to see just a procedurally generated stage with all these targets around it, you know?
I'd like to see even like a really big stage, like something as big as Race to the Finish in Melee, where targets will not always appear in the same place.
Maybe for different characters, they just appear in different places, depending on their play style and abilities.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just something to keep development time down. And Moonwalk is saying it was called Target Blast in Smash 4. Thank you for that.
Right. Yep, I remember it.
Let's see. A lot of people are discussing the possibility of a story mode, and this is a hotly debated topic in single-player Smash discussion for Ultimate. Do you guys think there's going to be some kind of Subspace Emissary?
Maybe not to the scale of Subspace Emissary, but I would like to see the Melee like adventure mode, which kind of had some connecting story bits. It was all unique and fun.
I feel like that Melee had more actual first-party inspired stages, where Subspace Emissary really felt like this unique world that didn't really fit in with any of the characters, but fit in with Smash. So the approach to that, I think, needs to be a little different.
Yeah, I liked the zaniness and the scale of Subspace Emissary, but obviously it can be improved upon. It could be shorter, even. You know, it doesn't need to be long. I would just love a really compelling narrative, even if it's only like 2 to 3 hours long, as opposed to like, how long was Subspace Emissary?
8 hours, I think.
Yeah, too long. I mean, it's not the core of the game, you know. Regardless, I don't think if we see a mode like this, I don't think we'll see it at launch. I think that will also be DLC down the line. I'm not sure or confident enough to say whether it'd be paid or not. I would anticipate something like that would be paid, because it doesn't interfere with the online per se. And maybe that comes with a few extra characters. Maybe during the story, they like, oh, we're going to introduce this character. And then once you unlock that character in the Subspace Emissary, then you unlock it, you know, as a playable character or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good approach. It's very similar.
Paid DLC.
Very similar to the Octo expansion, which was a big, you know, single-player expansion for Splatoon 2, and beating the story in that unlocked the Octoling to be playable for you in multiplayer matches. So they could follow that model pretty much exactly with Smash Ultimate with a story mode DLC. I kind of miss like the really cool CGI cutscenes. I know that was something that Sakurai was kind of bitter over because people were uploading them to YouTube, and he considered the CGI cutscenes the reward for playing Subspace Emissary.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, it's been 10 years since that happened, so maybe Sakurai will have changed his tune.
Yeah, and I mean, just in case Sakurai tunes into the stream or watches the VOD, hey man, I got a few words for you. I've never watched all of those cutscenes on YouTube. It's just never happened. I've seen them, but I played the game. So I mean, some people will do that, right? Some people will go online and like, I want to watch all the cutscenes from a game. That's a minority. That's a minority, and those are the people who aren't going to play the game in the first place, right?
Yeah, I would much rather, you know, see those cutscenes under my own context of playing the game.
Okay. So please give us cutscenes and give us something mighty that just
give
throws
the single
all these
player
in the same
something
place.
to experience by themselves, because we still exist. There's still people who will play this as a single player experience, and you should give them something to do.
That said, I liked when Brawl made every single player mode co-op and gave the option to play all of it co-op.
Yes.
I would like to have that back. We had it back in Smash 4, so I don't see that going anywhere.
Yeah.
The Exalted End says, how about a mode where you pick a few different characters before battle, and each time you die, you become one of the other characters you picked, like the parts from Subspace. For those of you who've played Project M, there's actually a mode in there called All-Star Smash, or All-Star Melee, where you pick a selection of characters, and they tag out when you are KO'd. I've wanted something like that since before that happened in Project M, so I am still waiting for it.
I could see it happening. It doesn't sound like it'd be too terribly difficult to implement, but I'm also not a programmer, so who knows?
Yeah, maybe that's something that wouldn't have worked on the 3DS. So maybe that was considered for Smash 4 and just dropped.
Oh my gosh.
The 3DS stopped a lot of things from happening.
Yeah. The more I think about Smash 4, the more I'm bitter about there being a 3DS version because of all the things that didn't happen for the Wii U version.
It's okay, because tomorrow during the where'd my words go?
Are you okay, Paul?
Where'd my words go? I'm not okay. During the Direct, he's going to announce the 3DS version of Ultimate.
No! Get out of here. You're gone.
Go away, Paul.
Banned.
You guys heard it here first. Paul's no longer part
Get
of the
Roger in
culture.
here.
We're letting you
Roger
go
snips
live.
people on his streams. I'm gonna snip you. Get Roger to snip you.
Snip one of the contributors. No, you don't get to.
He
have
pulled
your
out a
opinion
pair of
put here.
scissors. And he's like, I'm gonna snip you. Yeah. So. Yeah. As far as adventure mode is concerned, I want an adventure mode like Brawl to come back. Refined. Maybe a little bit more first-party implementation as far as that is concerned. And maybe we'll get that. I would be fine paying $20 for that as DLC if it's meaty enough. So, nothing like that. Zach,
I'm always okay with paying for DLC that doesn't seem like it's merely removed content from the base game or just bad content, right? And so Nintendo, with their DLC, it's been pretty straightforward. It's been like, okay, here's the $60 game, got a $20 expansion pass, and I've never been upset with that. If they just keep doing that, then I'm gonna pay $80 for every game eventually.
Zach in the chat says Sakurai will be playable. I'm into that. He's gonna direct your focus to the dirt.
But can we please get some Mii presets for the Mii fighters?
That are
I want
Nintendo reps?
Sakurai, I want Reggie, I want Iwata, like all the people we've seen with like really iconic Miis at this point, right? I can just visualize. I know exactly what Reggie's Mii looks like. So can we get him as kind of like, and then when you change to his skin, the Mii fighter icon has to read Reggie. Like automatically, it has to be built into it. It has to feel official. Reggie is an Echo fighter with the Mii's.
His Mii in particular needs a taunt where he just says, "I'm gonna go play Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS."
That's his final smash. So, are there any other like single player modes that you can think of that you'd want to see?
No, I mean I want everything, right? So obviously they already gave us every character that we've ever had, which is great. I feel like they're going to continue the trend with a lot of this, and I think we'll get most, if not all, the modes that have ever been in Smash. Maybe some obviously not included because they're either reversionings of other ones, or maybe they implement different options for different modes depending on how you want to complete it. But I think we're going to have most, if not all, the modes that we've had, and then I don't know, maybe one or two for launch. Yeah, I think we're just gonna get a ton of content. So
I'd like to see maybe one or two more like mini game type deals, kind of like, you know, home run contest, target break, something to add to that kind of subset, give it its own place on the menu.
I got it.
Organize that.
I got it. Here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna implement a Super Smash Bros. Dating sim.
Yes.
You can choose your character.
Yes.
And then
That's how you unlock Waluigi.
Characters.
Confirmed.
No, Cottonman, this was not scheduled. This was just a quick turnaround for that Smash Direct announcement.
Oh, and Waluigi will be a playable character in that mode only.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's how you unlock him.
No, you don't unlock him. He's not a playable character in Melee, but you can date him in this dating sim.
So, we mentioned the possibility of like an all-star Smash where you can, swap out characters when you die. I want to take that a step further because it's been a long time since they've introduced a new way to win in a game of Smash Brothers. So there's time, there's stock, there's coin, and there's bonus. And Special Smash obviously has stamina, which is its own thing. Can we get a couple more new versions of those, like a turf war or something? I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Capture the flag.
Well, at that point, the objectives would have to kind of move away from just killing. Obviously, obviously, I mean, with coin, it's a little bit different because you have to beat them up, right? But you don't necessarily. You probably get a lot of coins for killing them. But I don't. What else would they do? I mean, not that
Sakurai
there
is
isn't
the
a
genius
possibility
innovator here.
Right. But I mean, I'm not Sakurai. I mean, I imagine with Sakurai, he's probably sitting there, thousands of hours in any given year. Maybe not thousands of hours in any given year, but hundreds of hours in any given year of just spending so much time just thinking about what else should we do with this, and then I haven't had that kind of time, man, to think about this kind of stuff.
Dream Drop said something I wanted to point out. He says, "Can we please get that brawl coin shooting mini game? Dear Lord, I'd cry." Yeah, that's my favorite way we've ever had to collect trophies in a Smash game ever. And in Smash 4, they kind of ruined it, where you just go to a store and buy them. I like the finality of that and how much easier it makes it. But playing that mini game, it was really well designed and a lot of fun.
The thing I didn't like about the shop was less I like that it had the finality. The thing that kind of killed it for me is you rack up coins and then there's only 8 options in the shop.
Yeah, you'd have to wait for the trophies you need to show up.
Yeah,
that was where it fell apart.
I think here's how they should do it: is they should do it all, right? They should have the game. They should have a few other games as well, and they should just make it instead of a store or something like that, make it some sort of arcade where you can play a handful of games and you can earn trophies and things through those. Spend
that'd
your
be cool.
coins there. So
a Smash casino or something.
Right, exactly. So and then you take your winnings up to the what do you call it? The front, and then you purchase it.
When you trade in 100,000 tickets,
maybe they'd have a separate currency tickets, that you would earn from playing the games.
That you could get from Master and Crazy orders.
Yeah, they could really go. That's really the thing, is I want Smash Ultimate to have a really, really rich economy. Bunch of different types of currency, and
you'll never buy it all.
I guess I'm mistaken. I forgot about Trophy Rush, which was in 3DS. I think it was in Wii U. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But that mode had you breaking boxes and racking up points to then collect trophies as you go. That I thought was fun. That was gone from my mind.
I think that's probably my favorite version of collect the trophies and do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep playing Smash Bros, right? So that's a great way to do it. It's I'm still playing the characters and I'm just beating up boxes.
So that's a lot of single player modes. I'm trying to think if there's any single player modes that have previously been in Smash that we haven't covered. And
Smash Tour should come back.
If they make some improvements to Smash Tour, I wouldn't be against trying it out again.
Yeah.
So I guess to tie this back to the prediction side of the discussion, how much of the single player content do you think Sakurai is actually going to talk about?
That's enough.
I don't know what enough. I'd imagine he'd go through whatever the story is, the classic and all-star mode. Well, I guess all of it basically.
Yeah, I feel like if they start covering single player stuff, they'll be here's all of it, but then there'll be this one button in the corner that'll lead to another sub menu, and then there'll be some snarky remark about I wonder what's beneath this button. I guess we'll figure out at a later time, and they'll just kind of tease
tingle
it.
Button.
Here's the games and more button.
The core multiplayer stuff, not even single player stuff that everybody anticipates, right?
Okay.
So you'll hear about here's the events, and here's the classic mode, and here's the all-star mode, and then we got some other stuff, but we're gonna keep it on the down low, and we might not even tell you, and you can find out in the game, because you're not buying it for the single player stuff, right? You're buying it because it's Smash. So they don't necessarily need to tease us. They don't necessarily need to give us all of it. They just kind of need to tease it a little bit.
Coolios for Life says, I know you're not supposed to believe in leaks, but didn't some of them say that Springman was going to be announced at EVO? And technically he was, because the Direct is in days, and the Direct was announced at EVO. I don't believe that personally. In fact, that leak must have not gotten very far because I didn't even hear about it at all. And usually that stuff makes it to my face at some point. So I don't know about that. But if Springman is announced, I'll be happy about that.
Well, just because the leak doesn't get to your face doesn't mean it's not true. Didn't someone like leak the everyone is back thing and no one believed it?
Well, they didn't leak everyone is here. They said that every character would come back. I think if they had leaked the tagline, maybe that would have reached a few more ears. But yeah, it's because that leak was not like super, big and bombastic. It was just a guy that showed up and said, "Hey, every character's coming back in Smash Brothers, and it's going to be called Super Smash Brothers Ultimate." And he left, and that was it. So
this guy can't be right. Oh boy.
Let's see. Conman is asking if he thinks that Sakurai will announce an event where people can go play the Smash demo.
If you can't go and play it at Best Buy that day, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, we had a Smash 4 Best Buy demo experience. I went to one for Smash 4. I stood in line for 5 hours and got to play Smash Brothers for 6 minutes. And it was worth it.
5 hours and 6 minutes, well spent.
Yeah, really. It was so funny, too, because when we got to the end of the line, which was the line for Smash for Wii U, nobody was, thank you for the subscription, Super Mario Dan. No one was getting in line for Smash 3DS. So me and Josiah just got into line for Smash 3DS, went right up to the front because no one was there, played the game, and then just kind of kept playing. There was the person who was demoing the event or the game for us really didn't say anything, and we backed out to the menu so we could look at stuff.
Oh my god!
We
really
were
unsupervised.
Yeah, we were snooping.
A couple of delinquents.
Unfortunately, it just went to the title screen, if I remember
Nobody
right.
follow Brandon's example.
Yes, Kishan, please share this live. We would very much appreciate that.
Tell your friends. Tell all of them.
If there is a Smash demo event, we'll try to get out to one and give you guys our personal impressions, because so far we haven't gotten to play the game yet.
I guarantee there's not going to be one anywhere near me, and it breaks my heart already.
Coolios is even suggesting that the demo will end up on the eShop. Well, I think this is a good opportunity to announce a global Smash test.
Yep, there it is. Yeah.
They've done that with ARMS, they've done it with Splatoon, I think 4 times now. And they did
also
it with Mario Tennis, yeah. So if this is going to be an online game, which we know it is, and we have September's, online service launching soon, that's a good time. Thank you, Kishan, for the subscription. That's a great time to show us what the game's going to look like online. Maybe delve into some of those online modes. We suggested earlier maybe they wouldn't talk about it because Nintendo Switch Online won't be out yet. But if they give us the Smash test before that happens, people can see what Smash will be like and maybe make a decision on whether they want to make that purchase or not.
Also just a great seller for Switch Online, like a great incentive for people
that's
who
what I mean.
adopt it. Yeah.
So are you suggesting that they would launch this after they launched the online?
No,
Before.
Oh, okay. So they're like, and then they'd have like a big reminder: don't forget to buy Nintendo Switch Online if you want to keep playing.
Maybe they'll even do it day and date with online launching. Hey, if you subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online, you can try the Smash test for free.
There you go. That's perfect. I think that's, man, if they don't do that, they're missing out.
Thank you for the subscription, Luigi Pan.
Yeah. So that's, yeah. I anticipate a demo. I know there was a 3DS like special demo or something like that.
And they released it. They drip fed it to people who were like subscribed to Club Nintendo or part of that service.
Yeah.
But when they sent you a code, you got a set of 4 so you could give them to your friends. I remember waiting all day.
Yeah.
I mean, the cool thing about that too is you can, if you got that demo, you still had it. Where I think the demos that came later, you had like, what, a certain number of uses, like maybe 25 uses, and then it disappeared.
Yeah. I don't know that they'll do that because there's going to be people who are trying to data mine this as soon as it launches. So if they do a Smash test that is online only, I don't know a lot about this, but they could maybe quell some of that. I mean, Mario Tennis Aces got data mined during the demo event, and all the characters got leaked ahead of time. So it's a tough game. Maybe Sakurai needs to be a little careful about how he approaches this.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of extra development time to make a demo smaller than to make it just the game you've got. So
yeah, you literally just cut out a bunch of content so somebody can't access it, and it's like, oh, you're gonna do all that work just for a demo, you know? And there's the other thing is like a lot of these other games, like they had these test runs either because these are games, you know, they had an online infrastructure, so they needed to test it. But a lot of these also were relatively like they're not Smash. Right? I mean, Mario Kart didn't have one, did it?
A demo?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe so. Thank you, that's my toast.
Right. So like Mario Kart didn't, you know, they didn't have a demo because they knew everybody was going to buy Mario Kart already, right? Like
Well,
how many
Mario Kart was
people...
also on the Wii U. They didn't need to have a demo for it.
Well, right, but I mean, these games were coming to the Switch anyway, so why did they need a demo for it? Because people were just going to play them when they came out anyway, right? So my thought is that there won't be a demo, and if there is a demo, it's in a very limited way, like Best Buy. I would hope to see a global online Smash test, because I'd love for them to get a gauge of what this game is going to be like online.
They need to iron that out. Yeah.
Right. And so that might even be more important than trying to keep all the secrets, right? Or maybe it's so important that they do a Smash, global Smash test, that they do scale back the game to make sure that all those secrets are kept. Maybe put a troll in there for all the data miners, and they just realize they spent all that time.
Like a bunch of fake stuff. Name all the characters the wrong names.
Yeah, there's another. Yeah,
name them all Waluigi.
So I don't think we'll. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I want a demo. Not sure we'll get one outside of like a Best Buy event.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. The nature of leaks have been very damaging, it feels like, to Sakurai on a personal level. And he talked about that in a recent Famitsu column, I think. And, how if everyone is here had gotten leaked before the Direct, or the E3 Direct, it would have taken a lot of the wind out of the sails. And I don't want that either. Like, I don't want that to happen.
His baby.
So I want there to be a demo, but not at the expense of everything getting leaked ahead of time. That said, everyone is here already. And there's not a lot of newcomers, so I don't know.
Right.
I mean, if you work under the assumption that people are
back a few,
someone out there is going to try and data mine this, if you know that going into it, you know how to avoid leaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, leaks spread on the internet like wildfire when they're data mined too. So be careful if you don't want to get spoiled.
Stay off the internet.
There's one guy in chat who just keeps asking for Sora. I'm not going to read your name out loud because I'm not dumb. But that said, we all want Sora in Smash, I think.
I could go either way.
You could just be okay with that not happening?
I'm okay with it not happening because I'm not tied to the character like some people are. I've never been into the Kingdom Hearts games. I've never played through them. I don't have any plans to play through them. I'm not super into Disney. I appreciate some classic Disney, but like, I got other things to do. Plus, why would I be playing that when, again, like every month there's a new game, right? And there's usually a game that I'm playing. Like, for example, next month I'll be playing Spider-Man on my PS4, and that's gonna be a good time. But I could go either way on Sora. I hope he's in there because I know it'd make a lot of people happy, though. So I'll give that to the chat.
Any other just predictions that you have before we wrap things up?
I just want to mention, I think we're going to find out about most of the new stages that are going to be coming.
We didn't even talk about stages.
Yeah. I want to say that we're going to get a montage reveal of every stage, and they're going to be like, they're all here, you know?
Every stage is here.
Every stage is here, and then some extra ones. I do want to talk, I think one stage that I'd love to see is I'd love to see a Nintendo Labo stage, because I think that could be one zany stage right there.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Both using the cardboard motif and the actual like visuals of the games that accompany, you know, the launch titles, you know, of Nintendo Labo. So I think that'd be cool to see. And I just want to see more zany stages. I don't know how much we're gonna get, and I don't know if everything's gonna return. I think it'd be cool.
They've confirmed that they're not already.
Okay. I want a Corneria version of every stage.
Corneria version.
There's the Super Mario Odyssey New Donk City stage that we know is in the game. We've seen a glimpse of it, but we don't know what it all looks like. So maybe we'll see that. And there's that hazard toggle that got, you know, yanked out of Bill Trinnan's mouth because of some competitive players during the Invitational. They shouldn't have said that, but they did anyway. I'm glad that the hazard toggle is here, but I'd like a little bit more information on that. Is it binary? Yeah. Does it get a little bit more specific per stage? Just what does that look like?
Right. There's also one last thing, like stage is definitely the other part of the website that's still not active yet is items. So I'm hoping we'll see a couple new items. Like a Labo robot kit. I don't know what it does, but yeah, I'd want my character to wear it.
And when you're using the Labo robot kit item, if you're actually wearing it while playing Smash Brothers, you can control it and it becomes a character.
Bold.
Dreamdrop says he wants Nintendogs as a stage back. Is that one of them hasn't been confirmed yet? I want every 3DS stage to come back because I really didn't get to play them that much. For reasons. I mean, once Wii U came out, I kind of abandoned 3DS altogether.
Yeah.
Fountain of Dreams is one of my favorite stages in Melee, and yes, I will also cry, random person on the internet, if that stage doesn't come back. It's a popular stage in Melee competitive, and it'd be kind of sad to not see that come back.
It's kind of a wonderful stage, and I want to see it in HD.
Yeah.
So.
It's sad too when like there's such a low number of competitively viable legal stages to have one of like the premier legal stages in Melee just not return. Would be a sad story.
Bring it back to us.
Hopefully we see it, and we might see it on Wednesday.
So that covers characters, modes, stages, items. We'll probably hear some more music, but I feel like music is something that's just going to be confined to the website. That's not something you can really show in a direct exactly.
I mean, it's just something that accompanies what's already happening.
Exactly.
2,000 songs confirmed in Smash.
Yeah, nobody's really looking for, I wonder what song they're going to put in Smash this time.
I mean, they already told us that, like, you can adjust, like, the songs for the stages and how often they show up, right?
The My Music, I'd be surprised if that didn't come back. So
Honestly, he showed that off already. I mean, regardless, like, I'm positive that's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to reiterate, to go back over what we've talked about, we do think there's going to be a character revealed, at least one. I personally think there will be at least one newcomer and one Echo Fighter. Because there's plenty of directs left in the year before we hit December, and Nintendo would be silly to not save a little character announcement for each one, because, you know, that gets people hyped. And that's what it was like back with Smash 4. You were always excited for that direct because you knew there was going to be a character reveal at the end.
That's not Kirby Air Ride.
No, it wasn't, Paul.
No, it wasn't.
All three of us huddled around a little MacBook Pro watching that. So yeah, I think one newcomer, one Echo Fighter. Pretty much the majority of single-player content we think is going to be detailed as far as modes is concerned. Whether or not we'll see a story mode, we're still not sure. I'm kind of in the camp with Logan, where I think that will be some form of DLC. If it happens at all. Right. There's going to be a stage sizzle reel. We're going to see Super Mario Odyssey and maybe a couple returning stages that we haven't seen yet. and I hope there's some more stages that are just brand new on top of that. Any other predictions before we wrap up?
3S version.
I predict that everybody's gonna go join our Discord and follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's our prediction.
We'll be doing a discussion on the Smash Brothers Ultimate Direct on August 8th in the evening. We'll be doing that live, so make sure to subscribe to find out when it's happening. Follow us on Twitter. We'll update you. We'll also update you in the Discord. So follow us all in all those places, and you can hang out with us during the live stream, and we'll chat and get hyped about everything that Sakurai talks about in a couple days. So I'm looking forward to that.
So if you guys, again, if you guys like all this, we got Twitter, we got Discord. If you really like us, we have a Patreon as well.
Yeah, links to everything in the YouTube description.
Plug.
So I want to thank you guys for watching. We're really excited for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Can't wait to see what Sakurai has in store on Wednesday. But until then, we'll see you then. So don't break your backs, breaking the games. But for now, break time's over.